Today's video is going to look at points of performance for a back squat. These points of performance can also apply to a front squat. Some of them will apply to an overhead squat as well, but for today's video we're going to look at a paused back squat as a demo reference. So we're going to get into everything from bracing to the hip action to knee action to what we're doing at the ankles and the feet as well. So let's get into this. The first thing you're going to do is grab the bar, thumbs length off the smooth so you know you have an even grip on both sides. You get a full grip on this bar, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and it's going to sit right on top of your traps, more commonly known as a high bar back squat. From there, we're going to look at bracing. So you can see that brace there before I squat down. Every single rep, you're going to set your core. So breathing in, pulling the rib cage down, feeling tension, and then squatting. It should almost feel like if someone's going to come punch you in the stomach, you're bracing, have a lot of tension. Next thing we're going to look at is the hip action. So you can saw it there. Our hips are going to break back slightly. There, and then the knees start driving forward as you sit into your heels. We're going to get one more. The hips break slightly. The knees start driving forward as you sit down to your heels. Next thing we'll look at is our knees. So the knees are always driving out over the big toe. They're in line with it as I sit and as I stand. They're never caving inward. So always pushing your knees out over that big toe, sitting, and even on the way up, knees are out. Next we'll look at the feet. So the stance, you should be hip width or wider. When you're standing, that's where your feet should be. As we squat down, you're loading up your heels. So sitting into your heels, once you get to the bottom, and then pushing through your heels as you stand up. We're gonna get one more here. Sitting into the heels, knees are driving out, pushing through the heels as you stand up. If you put all those points of performance together, you're gonna get a squat that looks like this. One more thing I will point out, with the elbows are always pointing back and in line with your torso. If those elbows start to point down towards the ground as you squat, we probably have an immobility in our thoracic spine. And the last thing we'll look at is our depth. So at least parallel or lower if you have the mobility. So parallel would be there. If we can get lower, we will.